There's a story that I once heard 2.5, 3 years ago from Rav Moshe Weinberger, the great Mashpia, the great Rav in the Five Towns. Incredible. Rav Baruch Vishnitzer, one of the originals from the Vishnitzer dynasty, the Chassidus Vishnitz. You guys heard of him? Vishnitz? So one of the patriarchs of the entire dynasty, his name was Rav Baruch Vishnitzer. And a very common practice among these tzaddikim, among these Torah giants, was before they would reveal themselves, before they would come out into the public and guide them and give their advice and counsel, they felt it was necessary often to put themselves in self-imposed exiles. And they would do very strange things. And it was off-putting for the people in the community wherever they ended up. Baruch Vishnitzer, he lived in Vishnitz, and he later lived in Vishnitz, but this is going back in Europe. He told his family one day, listen, eventually I'm going to make it big, I'm going to be big. That's what he felt. From a young age, a lot of times these tzaddikim, they had this feeling that something is coming, that's going to merge. And he said, I love you guys, but I'm out. I'll see you in 20 years. He left his family, and he found this little town out in the middle of nowhere. Basically, there was no Jews there. There was certainly no Beit Midrash, Beit Knesset, nothing like this for sure. It was very difficult. But the point of this whole journey for these tzaddikim was, in order for them to feel the plight, in order for them to feel the pain of others and to counsel them and to give them the hadracha that they need to go through the pain. They need to go through the struggles, those journeys, in order that they should be in a proper position to advise others. So he went to this little town, and a couple days went by, and he's living in a forest and on the trees and in haystacks and random motels, and he had no money. It was really it's degrading. And finally, after a few days, he started getting hungry, and he needed food and he needed nourishment. So at that point, he decided he's going to go knock around town and see if perhaps someone from the town would be kind and gracious enough to take him in. So he starts his campaign knocking around, and every door was literally slammed in his face. And it became very depressing, very heavy. Obviously, I had some self-doubt that maybe I can't find somewhere to stay, someone to take care of me, some bread, some water. He had nothing. And one day, as he's knocking, doing his rounds, and he's getting frail and skinny, and he's losing muscle and fat, he's literally withering away. As he's knocking, there's a girl that opens the door. Her name was Rivka. And this happened before that. He knocked, and the door. She saw her parents slam the door in her face. And one day, this girl Rivka opened the door and quietly said, "Listen, you look like a holy person. It's evident that you're very special and you're not regular. You come from a different place. You're doing a different thing. My parents, if they find out that I'm taking care of you, if they find out that I'm giving you water, I'm giving you bread, I'm going to give you some chicken, some eggs, they're going to disown me. They're going to throw me out. I'll be with you." Said, if you keep it very quiet, you keep it our secret. Rivka said, I'll leave outside on a little table some water, I'll leave some tea, some bread, if I can, some chicken. This arrangement went on for a few days, and then it was weeks. They kept it quiet, discreet. Eventually it turned into years. And they had this beautiful relationship where she literally just put on a table the tea, some food. He took it, grabbed, and left. Parents never knew about it. Fast forward 20 years, and the Rav Baruch, he decided that it was time, Higia Azman, he's going to reveal himself to the public. Hineni, here I am. He moved to Vishnitz, where he opened his dynasty, opened a beautiful, beautiful Beit Midrash, and had hundreds of Hasidim, and it was incredible. And he flourished and he thrived, and that's really essentially where the Hasidut really took form. One day in the middle of nowhere, the Rav, the Vishnitzer Rav, he gets this feeling. He senses something with his holy connection. He senses something is happening, something's coming. And he tells this Gabbai, I'm just warning you that strange things are about to happen, but just bear with me. He says, okay, fine. A few hours pass. And again, he reiterates to his Gabbai, to his Shamish, what do we call it over here? Shamush. He tells his Shamush, it's coming very soon. And I want to strengthen and remind you, whatever I say, don't question, don't doubt, just do. He says, okay. All of a sudden, a horse and buggy come in, and there she is, little Rivka, grown up now. And the Rav was expecting this. And the Rav is able to make out that there's her parents, and he doesn't have quite fond memories. He remembers a lot of doors getting slammed in his face. He never remembered anyone's kind welcome. But he says, okay. He takes bracha in and he says, what happened? And he can tell that she's been through a lot. She looks very different. She's limping. She looks broken. And she starts crying. Her parents weren't there. Crying. He says, what happened? She says, listen. She says, you remember me from 20, 30 years ago. When I was a little girl, I was 7 years old. I got very sick recently. And what happened was, I told my parents that I heard that you came to this city, you came to Vishnitz, and you became a big tzaddik, as I expected. And I saw that in you. And I fought with my parents back and forth because we went to every single doctor and they all gave up on us. And they all said, you're going to die. You have this very rare, deathly disease, and the game is over. And I fought with my parents back and forth. Please, I can't walk, I can't do anything, but can I please come to the Rebbe? And she was telling the Rebbe, and I went back and forth with my parents. It was a whole fight. And finally I just said, I understand that you view this Rebbe as decrepit and disheveled, and he was a schlepper, but this is my last chance. And it's either me or we're going to him. And they said, okay. And that's what brings me here. And I need a bracha. I need a Yeshua. I need you to give me my life back. And if there's anyone, anywhere I'm going, I told my parents it's to you. So she's sitting in this wheelchair, this wagon, this carriage. And the Rebbe tells this Gabbai, listen, go to the Beit Midrash, set me up over here in front of the Aron Kodesh, set a chair in the middle of the Beit Knesset, and sit her down, and just listen. And this is, they're obviously like, what's going on? You're bringing a girl into the shul, and what's going to be? And the men and the ladies and the Hasidim. I said, listen, just do as I say. They sit her down, and she says, bring in all the Hasidim. Everyone should see. They sit, bracha down, she's already a grown woman. The Rebbe is sitting over here, bracha is over there, and all the Hasidim are on the sides. And in front of little bracha, there's a little table with a cup of tea. And the Rebbe demands silence in the shul. Everyone's pin drop silence, and he screams out, Rivka, stand up and bring me the cup of tea. And she's all embarrassed because she can't move. That's why she's here. Her legs don't work. She's being eaten up by this rare disease. And the Rebbe says again, stand up and bring me the tea. She doesn't know what to do. She starts fidgeting around. And the Rebbe again screams, "Bring me the tea!" And she's gripped with fear and she just suddenly gets up. She grabs the tea and miraculously she starts walking, brings it to the Rebbe, and the rest was history. She was cured. Rebbe Shemaisa, a moifis is what we call an absolute miracle. A limping girl, her life was about to end, went to the Rebbe. True story, she was healed. The message for us, why this story is so fundamental and important. I don't know about you. Time goes by very fast. And there's so many experiences, so many periods in life. And we get beaten up. We get pushed down. We have dreams, we have hopes, we have visions for ourselves, and often those are shattered. And we have to reroute. And that can become very disappointing, depressing. We can become worrisome, despondency. We get beaten up. I don't think we're any different than that little Rivka. Limping, feeling we're being attacked, uncertain of what the future holds, trying, then being pushed back, trying again, then being pushed back, think I'm getting to A, B, C, and then I get pushed back, resistance, hiccups, setbacks, restart, again and again, and it's a new year and I'm getting older, I'm getting fearful what's going to be, and my kids, and Parnasa, and Shalom Bayit, and kids, and there's so many different issues, Bikucholim, Hatzalah, there's a million different, right? It's all there. And we're all aware, and sometimes we might need these things, these services, and it can get scary and hard. And just when we feel that we're limping most, just when we feel that we can't bear it, we can't take it anymore, that we can't get out of our seats, we're parked, we're just waiting for the ride to end, we ran out of patience, we've been rejected too many times, that's precisely the time when God tells you, He tells us, but not just us, it's more important you and me. He says, don't give up. I know you're limping. I know you feel stuck in your chair. You're like that little girl. But I'm telling you, get up and make the tea. You can do it. How? Why? Don't look at your past. Don't look at your failures. Don't let that handicap you. Because Amech Kulam Tzadikim, every single one of you, every single one of us is righteous, is virtuous, is filled with life, is filled with fire, with energy. And God says, I don't care what happened. I don't care about all your failures. Get up. Now is the time.